Man, welcome back to the Fake Stuff Podcast. We are back at it again, doing what we do, and that's talk fake football. Got Crab Man in the building. What's going on, Crab Man?
Dude, it's almost July where like things get super hyped around fantasy and August. So I'm getting pretty excited, and I hit a couple mock drafts up, starting to get the itch a little bit more right now. Starting to listen to some more content, and I don't know. I'm starting to get ready. Starting to actually feel it in my veins a little bit.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm ready to roll. I got this one dude that I work with. I'm talking about every day. This dude's like, I'm ready for football. I'm like, man, you and me both, dude. But he ain't even into fantasy and all that. He's just ready for football. So I'm just like, yep, I'm ready for football too, dude. I'm about sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready I'm ready too, Crab Man.
Yeah, I'm just ready to sit here on Sundays and hang out, get some cooler weather, not burning up, and get to watch some of these games, watch my Packers play. Get my kid to watch it with me. I think he's getting to the age now where he understands a little bit about what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be nice.
I heard that. Now my little girl, she's in here talking about, I want to be on the green team, or I want to be on the red team.
I got a boy, and what he's concerned with right now is he wants his hair to look like Puka Nakua's hair. So, like, girls, boys, from like age 1 to 6, there's a lot of similarities right there, because he loves watching football, but I think he just really likes to just egg me on when some shit goes down.
Yeah.
He would just be screaming in my ear when another team does something. I'm just like, dude.
Right now, we got the World Cup on the TV and stuff a little bit, and there'll be two teams going, and then the ref is always wearing like a different color, like neon or pink. She's like, "What team is that?" She wants to know what the pink team is and stuff like that.
I know. Tell her to start betting March Madness. She'll do a lot better than we do. Just bet the favorite colors she likes.
Hey, the less you know, the better you do. I've seen it time and time again. Heck, the less I know, the better I've done the past few years, you know?
Yeah, and just by her color scheme, she'll never bet on the Browns to do anything. And she'll be right every time.
Well, shoot, man. Today, we are doing the best picks in the first 4 rounds, and we're mostly looking at I was looking at underdog ADP best ball. I would look at sleeper ADP, but it just hasn't caught up to the real world yet. At least not in my opinion, because I look at some of those ADPs and I'm like, this is just super not right. Yeah, so I'm just, I'm looking at best ball ADP right now. While people have money on the line, you know what I'm saying? People are making real picks and building their little portfolios. But before we move on, share the show. Me and Craft Man, we don't ask for too much. We don't ask for nothing at all, except for just share the show. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a hoe. Share the show. And that's the best way we grow. Me and Craft Man, we ain't got time to be on social media. I ain't on social media like that. And we talked about it before this podcast. We listening to stocks and all that. We ain't on Twitter posting what we're doing about the best ADPs. You can just check us out on YouTube and Spotify and Apple and get our opinions. But anything I missed, Craft Man?
I think you covered it. I think, like you said, at certain parts of the off season when there's not a lot going on, we got our different hobbies that we're kind of doing. Like we talked about stocks for about 30 minutes before we got on, but like I said, late June, July, August, flipping back over. It's fantasy football time. It's fake stuff time. Time to be super nerds again.
Yes, sir. And we'll win that money, and then we'll go invest that money into stocks. But here we are. Best picks, first 4 rounds. We got about 5, 6, 7 guys for your ass. And we're doing best picks because, I'm sure we'll do another episode with worst picks, but we kind of, heck, our last episode or last time we got on, we was talking about ADPs that don't make no sense. It kind of goes along the lines with the worst
That's true.
picks, but we'll dive in more maybe next episode on what the worst picks in the first 4 rounds are. But here we are, the best ones. Craftman, if you want to go ahead and start us off with the first one, I say roll with it.
Yeah, my favorite player in the league, pretty much, other than anybody on my team like Tucker Kraft or Jaden Reed, Christian Watson. But this is my favorite player right now. Puka Nacua going at the 104. I think he is the best pick in the first round. I know some people might not get the chance to get him if you don't pick in the first, say, maybe 6 picks if something happens like he falls to that. But I just feel like he is at the end of a tier with the top 4 players in Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, Jamar Chase, and Puka. And one thing that I like to do when I draft in the first round is I try to pick players that don't have any question marks or any yellow flags or red flags. And, I mean, I don't think with Puka Nacua you can really say anything about something changing with the offense. Sean McVay is still the head coach. Matthew Stafford's still the quarterback. Devontae Adams is getting older, if anything, but he's still going to be a decent enough wide receiver, too, to take some of the pressure off Puka and the coverage that the defense is going to give. So he was a wide receiver 1 last year and missed a game. The health at the quarterback it seems very consistent with Stafford compared to Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase. And I personally like Puka over Jamar Chase. I would take him from 1 to 4, but I would take him ahead of Jamar Chase. And depending on how you want to build your team, it makes a lot of sense to get that kind of hero wide receiver in the first round because there are a lot of running backs in the second round that you can choose from. So I kind of feel like this is kind of the best spot to be in when you're drafting.
Yeah, I hear you. This year in Average Joe's, I'm picking from the 103. And I mind one of them guys like Jabbar or Puka because I figured I ain't going to get one of these running backs. So.
Take Jamar. I'm at the 105.
Oh, is that right?
Take Chase.
Well, heck, I might. You never
I'm
know.
at the 4. I'm at the 4 in Joe's. So, yeah, take Chase.
Dang, you're at the 4? Damn, that's crazy. It's crazy how we ended up. I just think it's funny because I was in the Final Four, and had a chance to win it, and here I am picking at the 103.
and I was the last pick. I didn't even get to choose. I just got what was left over, and it was the 4, which was fine by me.
Yeah, I know. When I saw what my options were, 3, 4, 8, and 9, I said 3 in a heartbeat. I was like, I'll just get me a good-ass player, and I'll just figure out the rest from there on. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Crab, man. You pretty much said what you were going to say, but you would take him over Chase. But I guess my only question is, would you take him over Gibbs and Bijan if you had the 101? Would you consider Puka then, or would you still go running back?
I probably would. Do your due diligence with the mock drafts, kind of figure out who's coming in the second. But I would personally, if you wanted to start balanced, and I'll ask you this question, Matt, would you rather have, if you're drafting at the 101 or 102, would you rather have Puka Nacua and, I don't know, maybe Josh Jacobs, or would you rather have Jahmyr Gibbs and Nico Collins? Because that's kind of what you need to look at. I can't really answer if I would take one or the other right now over, it depends on how I want to build my team. And I personally would rather have Puka and Jacobs. So,
yeah, I think I'm with you on that. I was just sitting here looking at it myself because for some reason I find myself a little down on Nico Collins. But if you could tell me
somebody else,
like Rashee Rice, you reach for Rashee Rice. Like, would you go Bijan and Rashee Rice?
I would still rather do I think I'd still rather do the Puka.
Yeah.
And maybe, well, you can't really do Kyron. You wouldn't want to start your draft like that. So maybe Puka, Travis Etienne, Puka, Jacobs, somebody in that range. Even I know there's a lot of Jeremiah Love lovers out there, that could happen too.
Yeah. It is funny. I know the last episode I was saying Jeremiah Love was appropriately priced, and then like the few things I've seen out there have been I love Jeremiah Love, and I was so I just think it's funny the way the world is. I mean, I ain't saying I'm down on Jeremiah Love, but yeah, I know I think I'm with you, Kraft man. I think I would like to go wide receiver.
In
You
the
know,
front, yeah, in the
right?
front of the draft, it makes a lot of sense. But I do got to share one thing. I'm going to take the footballers that I heard today, and this is a little off topic. We'll get to your pick in a sec, but I heard a stat they gave today, which was 8 running backs have got picked in the top 10 of the NFL draft since 2015. All 8 of the rookie running backs finished as a RB1 their first year. So that's a cap for Jeremiah Love if you want to look at it like that, but every year is different. But I kind of wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like there's less of a risk than like, last year when Genty was at the 108, 109, that area, I just wouldn't want my first pick to be Genty. You know what I'm saying? Last year. Yeah. So, I think I'm with you, Kraft, man. Puka, he's going to go off this year because, the Rams, they're in it to win it. And, heck, I still keep saying Aaron Donald might come back. In fact, the last report I seen, Kraft, man, was a 50-50 chance, man.
Maybe he will. He'll still probably be pretty damn good. You got Myles Garrett over there now to take a lot of that pressure off the defensive line. So another thing about Puka is I like consistency, and Jamar Chase is great, and he can put up a 50-point week.
Right.
But if T. Higgins stays healthy all year, I mean, we like Chase Brown. There's going to be some weeks where Chase doesn't really have, he might give you 5 or 6 points some weeks. Puka just gets so many targets.
That really has always been my argument for Jamar Chase. Like whenever we've ranked him, not let's say we didn't have him ranked high, because of course we always had him ranked high. But I used to always say he's a little less consistent than even Amon-Ra, which most people wouldn't even put Amon-Ra in the same ballpark as Chase, like I would. You know what I'm saying? But at least Amon-Ra gets me 20 every week. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't worried about it. But you're right, Jamar Chase has got that upside. But, yeah, that's always been my argument about Chase somewhat. So, yeah, Puka, I'm with you. Puka gets the nod for me, too. So, I know you ain't getting him in Average Joe's this season.
You ain't going to get Puka? You're going to draft Puka?
I don't know, man.
That's really why we do the podcast, so I can kind of feel people out what they're going to do.
Whenever we started doing this podcast, I was just like, well, everybody's just going to know what I do. It just is what it is.
I just tell lies, and hopefully I get the truth out of everybody else.
Wait, we use this podcast to manipulate our fantasy football leagues?
Pretty much. Like, Brad, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
I'm going to go to my guy right here, and I got CeeDee Lamb, and because we're doing best picks in the first 4 rounds. So when I think of CeeDee, like you were saying, in the first round, you want to get a guy you ain't got no questions about. When I get to this point, I feel like I do kind of got a couple questions about maybe some of these guys. But when I think about CeeDee Lamb, I think about could he finish wide receiver 1 overall? And to me, the answer is yes. You know what I'm saying? He could. I'm not saying he would, but I'm just saying he could, and I've seen him do it before. And we know the Cowboys are going to not run it, but they're going to be slinging the rock like they always do. And I know George Pickens is still there, and, maybe that takes some off of CeeDee Lamb. But we're talking about the 109. So I've seen him as low as 111 in some of these rankings that I've seen. So we're talking like Justin Jefferson. I kind of feel more confident in CeeDee Lamb over Justin Jefferson with Kyler and J.J. McCarthy. You know what I mean? And, we're also talking like Amon-Ra. Like, I love Amon-Ra, but Amon-Ra is like what turns me on about Amon-Ra is how consistent he is. But CeeDee Lamb could get you over the top and not finish wide receiver 3. You know what I'm saying? He could finish wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. And this is somebody you're getting in the back half of the first. And I think there's some questions about CeeDee Lamb because George Pickens was going off last year. CeeDee Lamb was banged up from about early to – he was really banged up a lot of the season last year. So I think there was some questions about CD, but it's also, to me, the reason why George Pickens popped off like he did because he had the freedom to be the guy with Dak
Yeah.
Prescott. But I think let's get back to it. Let's give CD Lamb another year of health. And, it's like how all these guys are. You're going to have some down years. You're going to have some great years. Well, CD Lamb just had a down year. So, in my opinion, I think he's due for a great year. So, if you're telling me at the back half of the first round, somebody with the upside, I mean, even directly behind him, like I'm looking at the ADP, is like Genty, Cook, Barkley, Hampton, Achan. Like, I feel more confident with CD over most of those guys. Although I do think those guys will be good this year. Like, Cook and Hampton. I mean, they'll be good, but you know, CD to me is just that upside in the back half of the first that could get you over the top, and maybe a little bit more safer than what I'm sitting here trying to act like. I mean, I don't think he's a bad pick at all. Like, I just think last year was banged up. He gave everybody some questions. That's why he's dropping to the back half of the first. But like 2 years ago, we were talking about 101, 102. So he's up there with the good with the best. So that's how I view CD Lamb right now. What say you, Kraft man?
I didn't know this was going to be your pick before we hopped on, but I would have bet $100 that Amon-Ra would have been your pick. And I have a hard time believing that if you're sitting at the 109 and both of them guys are there, that you're taking CD over Amon-Ra.
Well, good thing I ain't going to be forced with that decision this year, so I ain't even going to think about it and let it stress me out.
What would you do, though? Because you were one of the biggest Amon-Ra fans of all time.
So, well, it's really because
yeah,
you know my opinion about Amon-Ra is everybody hates on Amon-Ra, but this dude is literally everybody that we're talking about in the first round. Amon-Ra has finished ahead of them at some point. So yeah. I'm just wondering why we all hate on Amon-Ra. But I'm just saying, like, upside. Like, I do always acknowledge that Amon-Ra is most likely not finishing wide receiver 1. Now, I think CD could. You know what I mean? I think Amon-Ra is just consistent. I just think CD has a better chance. But I love Amon-Ra, and he's finished ahead of even CD.
I don't know if CD has the chance to finish number 1 with Pickens there, though.
Could be. I mean, I think it's more of a chance than he has more of a chance than Amon-Ra does with Gibbs, Williams, Laporta. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit more mouths to feed.
That's true. That's definitely true. I don't think Amon-Ra can finish 1 either. But if you had to give me the consistency of somebody, I think Amon-Ra would have to be the guy. So needless to say, Amon-Ra wouldn't be our worst pick in the first round. He's probably like right there on the edge of being in this list with Puka and CD.
Well, like when I look at Amon-Ra right now, he's going behind JT and CMC.
Yeah,
I'm probably picking Amon-Ra over them guys. Maybe not CMC, but JT for sure. And like, I don't know how you feel about JSN, but I know you're fading JSN a little bit this year. Yeah. So it's like,
yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and give the exact order. It's so you got Gibbs, Bijan, Chase, Puka, JSN, JT, McCaffrey. This is best ball. Amon-Ra, CD, Jefferson, Genty, and then James Cook at 12. But
yeah, I'd pick them both over a lot of guys. How about that?
Yeah, I don't blame you. This best ball stuff, it's a good mixture because this is full PPR and we play in half. So it's good to see the differences because in sleeper right now, I mean, James Cook's at like the 106 and he's at the 112 in here.
Right.
So, know your league for sure is all I got to say.
Agreed. All right. Well, shoot, crap, man. We can both talk about this one because I know we both agree and a lot of people agree. But Chase Brown, to me, I just simply look at who's going ahead of Chase Brown running back wise, and I just think I would take him over Kenneth Walker. This year, I would take him over Achan. I would take him over Hampton because I feel like Chase Brown has done what we want Hampton to do. I'd take him over Saquon. He's right there around that James Cook range for me. And even Genty, like, damn, I'd probably take him over Genty, to be honest with you. I mean, Chase Brown is up there. So
for sure.
like in this order that I'm looking at, like this dude is definitely a value. Like mid second round, like this dude should be up there. I mean, JT's going at the 106. It's like I feel way more comfortable with Chase Brown than Jonathan Taylor going in the next year. So I mean, super value. But what do you say? I know you agreed to some point.
Oh yeah, Chase Brown's my RB5 on the year, and I think I mentioned it a little bit in the last episode of just looking at his statistics and what they were last year, and it seems like it could definitely happen again from what he did last year, playing with 3 different quarterbacks. And if we're willing to take, all the Bengals skill players pretty early, hoping that Joe Burrow stays healthy, Chase Brown is going to have so much opportunity in the offense. I mean, you can't even really name the backup over there who's going to be taking carries from him. So this is where kind of redraft and dynasty intersect, where in redraft you care more about what's the opportunity going to be like in the first year. Because I think we can both agree that Chase Brown isn't like the most talented out of the guys that we talked about. Achan and Genty, maybe even Hampton is better. Derrick Henry's obviously better than Chase Brown as a football player. But in this range in the mid-second round, with the amount of touches that Chase Brown's going to get, he should not finish outside of the top 12 anyway.
Right.
So it's a safe pick on a good offense that their defense isn't very good. They're going to have to keep putting up points. He catches the ball out of the backfield a lot, maybe 500 receiving yards this year, multiple touchdowns. And we kind of seen what the potential was in the playoffs last year. Let me see if I can get him. Let me see if I can get him up here. So in the playoffs last year, he had 30, 27, 17 points. And pretty much since Burrow came back, he didn't score under 14 points. But at the beginning of the year, it was really rough. 12 points, 7 points, 4 points, 8 points, 8, 7. And then after the bye week, it was crazy. He was playing 82% of the snaps, 60.
Yeah.
Over 60% of the snaps, some weeks at almost 90% of the snaps.
Yeah.
And that's what you want.
I mean, they view Chase Brown as, a valuable asset in their offense. He's part of the game plan just as much as Chase Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the defense is still going to be trash. I mean, I don't really see the defense getting it. I mean, I know they'll probably try to make improvements, but they'll be trash again, I'm sure, and they'll be on the offense, and Chase Brown will be catching balls. And, man, this is like the safest with most upside. I mean, 205 is crazy. Like, he will not make it that far in the league we play in. No way.
I mean, he might. I don't think a lot of people really like Chase Brown as much as we do. I was really in on him last year. At the back of the first, and there wasn't a whole lot of people that was kind of on the same page with me. But finishes RB7 in PPR, RB8 in half point, 4.3 yards to carry, 2 years straight. I mean, he's really not that efficient on the ground, but it really don't matter.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's just room for improvement.
Yeah, agreed. So we're in on Chase Brown. All right, crap, man. The next one I'm going to is Malik Neighbors, and I've had some things to say about Malik Neighbors. The dude's been banged up, and when we're trading in Dynasty and stuff, I'm like, man, the fuck out my face with Malik Neighbors at some point. It's the way we be valuing this man at times. Like, I mean, I don't know, man. I've even tried to trade for Malik Neighbors and been rejected. Like, oh, they're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, I was trading, feel like the most fair Malik Neighbors trade in the history was like maybe last year at some points, maybe before CD got hurt, when I was doing CD for Malik Neighbors in the first. Oh, that man, they looking at me like I'm just totally insane. And I'm just like, man, Malik Neighbors ain't did that much, like, for us to, well.
Be valuing him like that?
Yeah, like, anyways. But look, at a 307, like, this is a guy who, how do I put it? Like, his upside, let me pull it up real quick. He had a little spurt where he was like, 24 points, 36 points, where he had like some random games with Jackson Dart back in the day. And then ever since then, he's been banged up. So now we're getting him in the, midway in the
Well,
third
he didn't play
round.
with Dart though. He didn't play with Dart last year.
His rookie, oh, that's what I'm saying. What about his rookie
Yeah.
year, though?
Well, yeah. His rookie year.
All right. Well, either way, Malik Neighbors, like, these are the wide receivers he's going behind. Like, Chris Olave, I would take a risk on Neighbors. And then Rashi Rice, like, that was debatable. Like, I'd probably take Rashi Rice.
Yeah,
But, like, Devontae Smith,
that's
like,
not
come on,
close.
man. That's not even close. And it's like Malik Neighbors has that ability where if he stayed healthy and the Giants stayed rolling and with Jackson Dar and with everything that they're building, I could see Malik Neighbors finishing like, with the upside of any of these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like talent wise, people, think he could finish as a wide receiver one. Like I don't know if he would finish as the wide receiver one, but I think he has the ability to do it if they was rolling like
That's
I
true.
believe the Giants could roll. I just think the Giants will be better, and then we just need Malik Neighbors to be healthy. And if that's the case, then I think you're in line with a Malik Neighbors year to pop off. He just got to stay healthy at this point. Like he didn't do nothing. He was hurt last year. My all my quarrels with Malik Neighbors is, he's been hurt. So let's quit valuing him like he's up there with CD in a dynasty ranking or something like that. So it's like, you can miss me with that shit. But at a 307, we're getting him at the mid third. Like you're getting him ahead of Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers behind him. To me, Zay Flowers was good last year, but to me, Malik Neighbors has way more upside than a Zay Flowers. And then T Higgins, McConkey. You know how I feel about them. Like
Yeah.
I think McConkey's kind of played out in my opinion. And I think T Higgins is the most unreliable thing in fantasy football, which is kind of like Malik Neighbors in a way. So I don't know. My argument for him is that around these guys, this dude's the best out of these guys. He's just got to stay healthy and then get it all together.
You're probably right. You're going to have to talk me more into Malik Neighbors before the season starts because I have previously said that this is a guy that's just straight off my draft board. But in sleeper, he's going in the second. So that's a different story. It's kind of surprising to me that in best ball, he's actually going later than in the sleeper drafts. But like you said, the sleeper drafts hadn't caught up yet to like the injury and everything like that. But when he's going around guys like T. Higgins and Chris Olave, like you said, Zay Flowers, it makes a lot of sense to draft Malik Neighbors if he falls this far in your drafts in the third round. Because you can be willing to take on the risk. And everybody I talk to, they seem to be very high on the Giants and what this offense is going to look like. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you with that.
That's
With
really
Neighbors
all I
in
gotta
third.
say about Neighbors. Like I'm not like the biggest Neighbors guy, but that's just where I stand on him, seeing him at the 307.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree with you. Like I said, I wasn't going to take him in the second, but in the third
Nah.
round, it's fine. But I guess we'll talk about. I already brought up Puka. Let's stick with the same offense. This is just disrespectful as hell. Like,
I
what the
agree,
hell
bro.
is going on? Every year, this is like the Amon Ra of the running back room.
Yeah,
But
100%.
I get it that Blake Corum's going to take some carries. He might even get 50% of it. He might get 45%, 40% of it. The Rams are one of the best offenses in the game. They're going to be one of the best offenses in the game. Even if him and Blake Corum split touchdowns together, Kyron should have a minimum of 10 or 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. He's efficient on the ground. I know people don't really like him because he doesn't break away and he's not the most explosive running back in the world. But shit, I've been watching football a long time, and I like running backs that can just get more
Right.
yards that's there on a given play instead of the ones who lose 3 yards and then get 10 yards and break a big one every now and again. And Kyron's just that reliable guy. So in the past couple years, Kyron, like to explain what I've been saying, is 4.8 a carry, and then 4.1 a carry the year before. Not great, but five yards a carry the year before that. So he's very efficient on the ground. And even last year, he dropped off from 316 carries to 259 carries. And I
Yeah,
imagine that's probably the number he's going to be at this year, somewhere close.
yeah,
But 10 touchdowns last year, he was the RB9. And he's
yeah,
not getting drafted at the RB9. He's getting drafted at more like the RB 14, 15 area right here. And it's just one of the safest picks you can make in your draft, I feel like. He's a perfect pairing with a guy like Jeremiah Love. If you wanted to make that pick in
yeah,
the second round and really mix it up and shoot for upside at the running back position, then get Kyron after that and just bring some safety to your team, because Kyron's not going to finish at RB20 or less. He's
yeah.
going to be a very consistent player on your team who's going to score a lot of touchdowns and get a lot of rushing yards, and you're going to be happy you drafted him. I feel like every year there's players every single year that it's like they beat their ADP every single time, and he's kind of one of them.
I really don't fear the Blake Corum, like most people fear. I'm with you. I mean, he's going behind, like running back wise, he's going behind ETN, Brees Hall. Like, come on now, Brees Hall's going ahead of Kyron. Like, to me, that's insane. But I mean, my thing is like, I look at these guys like these older guys like Derrick Henry and Kenneth Walker, and it's like Kyron Williams is probably going to finish ahead of them, in my opinion. Like, I'm not really even as high on him. So it's like another value, another year of being consistent. Wagecraft, man. I think 308. That's kind of crazy.
And I feel like I said, he pairs with certain players too. You got your risky, even if you get McCaffrey in the first, with the injury concerns there that happened with McCaffrey, or you take a chance on Rashee Rice or Malik Neighbors, like you just said. Like, this is like the perfect, just like anchor, for your team in the third round. You're not going to find a whole lot of just exactly what you think you're going to get out of a player in the third round. A lot of the third round players are like, I'm hoping that they do this.
Yeah.
You don't really have to hope. You don't really have to hope with Kyron. You just kind of know what's going to happen.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of stability in the world. You know what I mean, Kraft, man?
He's going around, like you said, in this round, starting from 24, you got Jeremiah Love, Josh Allen, Olave. Can't tell me you wouldn't take him over Olave.
Right.
Rashee Rice, Devontae Smith, and then here comes Kyron. And then right after that, you got ETN, Javonte, Neighbors, and Zay Flowers. So it would be an easy selection for me in the third round right here.
Yeah. Nah, I agree 100%. I'm with you all the way. I mean, 308 is pretty disrespectful. And I like how you say he's the Amon Ra of running backs, because I agree with you. He really is.
He don't finish at 3, but he finishes in the top 12.
I'm pulling up my next guy, man. I got Emeka Egbuka. I don't know how you feel about this one, Kraft, man. We hadn't really, I don't know. I feel like we really don't ever talk about Egbuka, but
we had
Egbuka, to me, I would make the same argument as I would like Roma Dunze when I talk about Roma Dunze, except for Egbuka's upside is way more, in my opinion. Like, this dude, Egbuka, started off the year as like, he had 23, then 12,
best.
14, 20, 31. Like, to me, like when we're talking about these guys, like he has displayed an upside that is way up there. And then Mike Evans is gone. So it creates more opportunity for Rebecca. And for whatever reason last year, it just tailed off last year. And he finished, pretty bad. Like he let you down in the back half of the year. But
no doubt.
As far as dynasty wise, it's like, man, damn, you could buy a guy, man, people, if they're feeling a little sour on Egbuka, maybe I could go get him. And it's a guy with this kind of upside. Like, he's had a week where he was the wide receiver 1.
He was still a rookie.
So it's like, Yeah, rookie year. I mean, I don't know. I feel pretty good about Egbuka. And when I think about who he's going around, he's going, and this is the wide receivers around him. One spot ahead of Luther Burden. He's going behind Garrett Wilson. He's going behind Tet McMillan, which I like Tet McMillan, but Tet McMillan's never displayed this kind of upside. McConkey, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
Man, Egbuka, talent wise, is just better than a lot of these guys. And I just think with the Buccaneers, with just, a little bit of a transition with Mike Evans being gone, and I know Chris Godwin's still there, but it's like they're relying on these younger guys a little bit more in Tampa Bay than previously, than just slinging it up to Mike Evans. And I don't know. To me, it just feels like Ibuka is a slam dunk at the 404. And like I said, with like going behind Garrett Wilson, like I mean, that's just automatic. Like it's not even close to me. Like I don't. Garrett Wilson's somebody that's straight up off my draft board. So
Dude,
you
that's
give
so
me
funny.
somebody like Egbuka, and I'm all in. Like in the fourth round, like I would love to pair him up with somebody with an upside like this. I just gave you like the first 5 games. Like the dude's up there. He could score touchdowns. Baker Mayfield likes him. So Egbuka.
It's so funny you said that about Garrett Wilson just being off the board because I was sitting there thinking about Garrett Wilson and Brees Hall, and I was like, man, we got like 12 players in the league, 10 rounds. I mean, we got more than 10 rounds, but that's 120 picks. I was like, I can afford to just take 2 guys just straight off of there and just not pick them, which is Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson. But this is good. We're talking about Egbuka because we hadn't said nothing about him at all. And I've taken him in almost every mock draft I've done because I agree 100% with you on the opportunity, the talent, Mike Evans being gone. He was a rookie last year. It wasn't just him that fell off with the Bucs. It was the whole entire team. So
Yeah.
it was kind of, easy for people to pick on last year where he was doing so well. And then it was like, oh my God, when Baker was targeted, and they have all these stats. When Baker targeted Buka, this is the catch percentage, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. It's like, well, Baker really sucked at the end of last year too. The whole team really did. So as far as just somebody with crazy, crazy upside that I think is up there higher than Tet McMillan, because like you said, he was one of the players around that area, but I would take Ibuka over Tet because Bryce Young don't throw for 200 yards a game. And all of that can't go to McMillan. So, yeah, I'm 100% with you on Egbuka, and it kind of depends on how you're building your team. But even if you're just picking to pick and you have a decently stable team, he would fit right in, and you can make the argument that he would be like a more of an anchor, or he could be the upside play that you're looking for. But yeah, I agree with you on this one.
Hey, just 100% agreement between me and the craft, man. I got one more. This was my last one, and this is how I feel. Like right now, I got him. I'm pretty sure when I look at the rankings, he's the tight end 3, and McBride and Bowers are going pretty high. Well, McBride's going at the 3-1, and then Bowers is going at the 2-9. All right, so if you ask me, like, the Bears have all these guys, all these mouths to feed, but if you ask me who is, like, the one that I really want the most, it's definitely
Speaking my
Loveland.
language.
It just could not be. And, I've said a lot of good things about Rome Odunze, and I said good things about Luther Burden and all that, but it's like, damn, Loveland is the one. And he's priced in the 4th round, so you're not spending that whatever premium like you would on Trey McBride. Although Trey McBride's going a little bit lower than what I thought. I could have swore I saw him going way higher, but I'd still be okay with McBride. But Bowers is going real high again, and at the 2-9. But I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. But it's like this dude, Loveland's cheaper than those guys, and he has an upside that's pretty high as well. Like, could he finish tight end 1? Like, I don't see why not. I think he's a bad man on the Bears. I think he's like the best. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Loveland, I'm just like, man, this dude, he's just fucking good, bro. So it's like at the 406, I'm in love with Loveland this year. You know what I mean?
But don't it concern you a little bit that all his best games were in the playoffs? So when the things no, I'm just being sarcastic. That's kind of when things matter. He only put up like 140 yards against the Packers in the wild card round, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a rookie last year. They come on at the back half of the year, and he finished as a tight end 12 last year. Which, when you look at that, it's not nothing spectacular. But between him and Jalen Warren, not Jalen Warren, Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Between both of them guys, I'm fine with really either one of them in the fourth. But Colson Loveland got the better QB play. Tyler Warren's got a little bit less competition, and Michael Pittman leaving. So I'm really happy with either one. And last year, Kittle in the fourth became a saying. And I think this year, with the players he's going around, especially if you're not in need for RB help, which there's not a whole lot of good RBs going in this round, and the receivers are very questionable. Why not just go ahead and grab your tight end one? Because you're not going to have a chance after this. You're going to really have to. Tucker Kraft's pretty much the only one left, maybe a round or two later. Other than that, you're just taking a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
But why not take the chance on maybe having the tight end 1 or 2 in a league and completely just blowing away your opponents?
I mean, I just feel like, his upside is there. He's got tight end 2, tight end 3, tight end 1. Like, he has all kinds of weeks like that. So his upside is there. His second year, you know what I mean? Like, he was a rookie tight end. So, yeah. It's just like, it's just right in the wheelhouse, Kraft Van. Like, Colson Loveland is right there. And I believe he probably pops off for a pretty good year. I don't know if he'll finish tight end 1, but he sure could.
And when you're taking them, you're taking them around guys like Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Jalen Waddle. We both like McLaurin, but J-Mo, which you kind of know what J-Mo is.
Yeah.
Travion, Devontae Adams, David Montgomery. So I still like the players he's going around to go ahead and take that pick and get your tight end figured out, because if you go a little bit later, you're taking Tucker Kraft, you're going to take him over Herbert or Cortland Sutton. Tucker Kraft's a good one too. I like him also later, but we might talk about him in another episode. But, this is kind of one of them tight ends that you seen what he did last year. You've seen the progression as a rookie, and you've seen the trust that Caleb Williams had in him throughout the year and in the playoffs. And that's kind of what sent it over the top for me. It's like, it's not just he was just out there and people were hurt and he was just getting more targets. It was just the fact that he's just good as shit.
Yep. I'm with you. I felt like we put together a bunch of good names for the first 4 rounds, and these were our best picks of the first 4 rounds. So you let me and Kraft dive in a little bit, and we're going to give you some sleeper picks, some deeper picks that are a little bit deeper in these rounds. But yeah, Loveland, he was the only tight end we had in there. Not to say I didn't like Bowers or McBride. Like, I think they'll be pretty good. Although I think McBride is looking like he would be, come down a little bit, in my opinion, with what they got going on in Arizona. He was just so dominant last year, but
Colson Loveland just seems like price for it too.
Got to pay the price, and we're all about value. But heck, when I was just scrolling through the tight ends, like what's his name? Warren's at like the 6th round right now, and this one I'm looking at, and Tucker Kraft's down there pretty low too, and Tucker Kraft was going off before he got hurt last year. So I have some good picks at tight end this year where you ain't got to pay up to get one of the best guys.
Well, we kind of named the 3 that I like, and then after that, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's true.
After Loveland, it's really like Loveland, Warren, and Kraft. And then, because I'm not going to spend a second rounder on McBride. I'm not going to spend a second. not going to spend a second rounder on Bowers. So it's between them three. And if I don't get them three, you can guess what I'm doing. I'm picking one in like the last round. Where's Chig? Where's Chig Okonkwo at?
I ain't seen him yet.
That's the guy. Exactly.
Oh,
that's where
13. I just saw him. 13-3. Chig Okonkwo.
That might just be my last pick, and then I'll just stream them.
Yep. That's how we are.
Matt, no Dalton Kincaid.
That was coming out of my mouth, crap, man. You mean I was just about to say? I didn't know. I really didn't know which joke to tell, Kincaid or Pitts. I was debating it, but then you said Okonkwo. Kincaid's at the 11-9, which ain't bad, but I mean,
Interesting.
Yeah, it's way down there. It's funny. He's going right in front of Isaiah Likely.
Where's Andrews at?
Well, 11-5.
That seems like a good range for tight ends. If you
Travis,
can't get
Travis Kelce at the 10-12 right here.
I'll take Andrews around.
George Kittle at the 10-6, but I think George Kittle's going to be a little busted up at the beginning, right? I think
he's going to be, his ADP is going to rise way up because he's talking about being ready for week 1, and if he's ready for week 1, he will not be in the 10th round.
Hell no. Well, all right, then. Well, shoot, that about wraps us up for tonight. Your best picks in the first 4 rounds. Like it, subscribe, add the podcast, share the podcast, leave us a comment on YouTube, and we'll get right back to you. If you want to see like the pretty shit that me and Craftman typed up in the ADPs, check us out on YouTube. But other than that, if you want to just hear our wonderful voices, then we're everywhere. Anywhere you can get a podcast, we are there. And if we're not there, let us know because we'll get there. Anything you want to add, Craftman?
No, just appreciate everybody for listening. And if you got any comments to share, like if you agree or disagree, you are welcome to hop on the podcast with us and argue or agree with us. It don't matter, but any commentary is good. And shoot, we like to debate.
Yeah, it don't hurt my feelings if you tell me I'm dumb. You know what I'm saying? I hear it all the time. So, but listen, everybody, thank y'all for listening to the podcast. That about wraps it on up, and we are out.
Peace.